What's up, y'all? Happy Thursday, I think it is. I just noticed sitting here in the window soaking in the morning sun. As I get here, it's like 7:30 right now. I just noticed that I definitely need to undust the windows. I hate doing it. I hate cleaning the windows because the street guy comes by every so often, every couple of days, and blows off everything, and dust gets all over the window. So as soon as I clean the window off, it does the same thing. And of course, up there I still have some wood shelves that have collected dust from when we have the door open, and it just floats in and gets over everything. But today, well, actually for the first part of this week, since Saturday, on Saturday Morning Live, Season 4, Episode 4, we took down the colored keys, and I was going to redo that. That is one project I'm in the midst of. The other project we also started off was this. Brought out Carson. That's right. Carson is out right now still. Thursday, we brought it out Saturday. Started dumping screws out. Everything on this table, it was basically in plastic bins from either A, counter cleaning, where I just get tired of the counter being messy and sweep everything into a plastic bucket, pick out the important things, of course, and then shove the bucket somewhere. So at that point, what happens is you have tons of weirdo things like brackets, you've got antique stuff, you've got parts of locks. This is brand new that I just bought to help sort. And then screws, tons and tons of screws. If you watched Saturday Morning Live Season 4, Episode 4, which I don't know why you wouldn't, unless you're having to work, and that I understand, you notice that we dumped everything out. And if you look really close, if we pick this up, we're significantly improved. I've been spending like an hour and a half every morning on that since I dumped everything out. And this, of course, we are not fond of. Both Kim and I have agreed we don't like this at all, because when it's right here, we can point out to customers. We can be like, oh yeah, choose this one. But when it's over here and they're just sitting here looking at it, we tell them, hey, yours is a Schlage, so get the triangular head, and invariably they'll come back with this. Also, if somebody's standing here, they can literally, just be like this. Trust me, you may think, why would somebody steal a key blank? But they're pretty, they're shiny, and they think that because they're standing right here watching that nobody will see. But of course, we got cameras everywhere, and we really wouldn't know, because we can't set our cameras to trigger for things like that. But invariably what's going to happen is this is going to be redone. This was the old board it was on. I still have to take the hooks home right there to wash off, just to clean, because I did dust them off, but we don't have a big enough sink here for me to really get in there and scrub them down. So I'm going to clean those up, make a new board, paint it. I hadn't decided what color. Wes was like, do it black, it will really pop out, but nothing else up here is black. I'm not fond of black as that, because black actually picks up dust a lot worse than this dark purple. This dark purple, I don't know why we chose dark purple, but the dark purple goes all the way across. We did that about 10 years ago. And yes, it probably is time for a change, but I hate painting so much. But the other project that we've got going on in the back, the only other one we've got going on is the Mount Boxmore area. So let's go see where we're at on that. Y'all might have noticed multiple either shorts or community posts where things I've found that I've been wanting to find. I knew these guys were here one day. We're gonna do a how to install a lock like we lived in the 60s. Not looking forward to that video at all, so I'm gonna have to do a little practice on that. It's been a while. My hair. It's been a while since I've used one of those guys, and you can see that we are doing absolutely wonderfully right here. This guy, I've mentioned this before a long time ago. This guy is about a Ooh. We moved it across the street from the restaurant because they didn't need it. This is actually what's considered a diamond safe. My key box is buried. I've got the tubular keys. I had one of my employees at the time kind of redo this. So we put in tubular locks. There's actually two key-like, I think they're key-like, tubular locks. One here, this opens up a lid. Once you open up a lid, there is a chamber, a kind of a shallow chamber, and then a dowel, basically like a floor drop safe, a round floor safe, if I recall. It's been a while since I've opened this. And then you undo the combination lock, standard like a SG 3-chamber combination lock, pull that out, set it aside, and then reach down in there, and then there is another key lock, tubular key lock disc, that's about an 8-inch disc, and you undo the key and pull it up, and then you just reach even further down in there to get it. So ideally, if what they consider, guess they consider this a diamond safe. Ideally, you would keep your most valuable stuff in the very bottom. This guy it does not move. I mean, one person, that's as much as I can move it. I would love to take that and maybe turn it around and put it up against that wall. I would maybe really love to get it out of here, but that is a massive project. It took three or four of us. I want to say it weighs between 800 and 1,000 pounds, even though it doesn't look like it. It looks small, but trust me, there's a lot of steel in there. The steel, you know, is about that thick all the way around. It looks huge, but that's because it's mostly steel and because it has so many components. So you can take out the drop safe part, and you can take out the lid and maybe lighten it by 20 or 30 pounds. But I would love to spin that around. As you can see, I've started in here as well, doing just getting, you know, spare scrap wood up over here. What I'm afraid of is what happens always. I'll get this area cleaned up, and I'll start filling it up, and then Mount Boxmoor comes up. However, I've decided to kind of turn over a new leaf this year, so we may not see nearly as many Mount Boxmoors or nearly as big of a pile of Mount Boxmoors as we saw last year, just because I want to utilize this area even more. However, the biggest problem with this side and the biggest problem with the front ones, which I personally replaced every bit of pegboard here and over there 20 years ago. And what you do with pegboard to make it correct. So if we peek right here, see that space? See that space right there? If we look very carefully here, let me get a flashlight and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Okay, you know, pegboard needs it. Okay, so that little black plastic spacer, right? There were pegboard spacer kits that you could buy, and I have not been able to find them in a while. They use these. Did they use these guys? Nope, they didn't use those guys. They used, they're basically spacers. They're just nylon spacers with specialty screws that go behind the pegboard. It makes it incredibly more difficult to get the pegboard installed because you have to get that spacer in there. Not so hard here, but when you're trying to get a screw through, you have to drill through and then kind of like balance the spacer on it. And if we look around here, right here, every one of these little hooks has a spacer behind it. So what happens is you have the beam that goes down here. Otherwise, you would not be able to put a hook on a seam where the 2x4 bracing is. So if you come over here and we grab a hook, let's say, see right here, I don't know what asshole cut that out or what they were trying to do. See how it's right up against the wood right there? And that wood is 3 or 4 inches wide. So what happens is you cannot use a peg hook in that because there's no room for it to reach up in and hook. So you lose out 3 inches here, you lose out 3 or 4 inches on the edge right here. So, which we don't put stuff on the edge. Hey, you don't put stuff on the edge of a pegboard on a corner. So if we're coming around the corner and you've got a hook sticking out right here on the edge, you catch it. Kim is exceptional at doing that. So basically the rule is about 4 or 5 rows to skip on corners. So, you know, the edge here really doesn't matter, but when you come to here, it's not great. So I don't know if I'm going to reuse this pegboard. I probably will use this. I probably will. I really want to change the pegboard completely, but honestly, there's not a whole lot wrong with it. We could paint it, put it back up with spacers, except for that big ass hole right there, which I could cover up with something. That's no big deal. However, what I want to be able to use, like I mentioned, we did the vehicle wall over there. Every 20 years, this has been 20 years. 20 years is a good time period to have to come through and change everything. I was intending to use this space A for lock hole, and B, more importantly for lock hole, but B, to be able to take some of these. We have had a really messy Corbin section here, really messy Corbin section. And it was never put up kind of like it was supposed to be. Like there's a 27 keyway over here and then maybe another one over there. Because we went by these pre-printed numbers, we kind of went by the book at the time. But as y'all all know, there were so many variations of Corbin that Corbin Wrestling was one of the worst ones. And we also have some staggered areas right here where we have, you know, we didn't have room anymore, so we had to stagger them. It's been okay. It's been fine, but it's gotten, to me, it's gotten messy. To y'all, it may look messy. It may look great. I don't know. But it needs to be redone for sure. So what I was going to do was come over here to the vehicle section and start moving those down there. However, now that we are at the point in the back room doing this, if I get the pegboard done right, I can go ahead and use a bunch of extra hooks and start transferring those keys over here. The only problem with that is if we're standing here, you know, looking for a key, we can't see what's going on over there. Customer stand over there. So if somebody's doing something that we don't know or whatever, and we're over here, say, searching for a key, unless we put some kind of monitor up over here, which I don't want to do that. Also, we do have a lot of safe deposit box keys over here, all behind this stuff that is just in the way. See, racks and racks of keys, racks and racks of keys, racks and racks of keys. It needs to be redone so that all those keys will have a better place to go. So that's one thing that we're going to do. But what I'm going to be doing today, this morning, because my first appointment's only at 11. I could go over to my hospital, do a couple of things. But I just went there like yesterday, and I don't want to go again today. So this morning, I'm going to spend at least an hour and a half, 2 hours, go ahead and stripping all this down, pondering taking it off and getting some spacers. I guess I'm just going to have to go buy some plastic spacers or maybe find a plastic tube and make my own spacers. Redo all this to get all these keys out of the way and see how much room I have, and maybe partially use this area as I move some of these things. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and set up a time lapse as we do. We have fun projects like that, but that is the 3 distinct projects that I have going on simultaneously right now in the shop. So of course, it's a shop vlog. That's what we do. We do shop vlogs because there is more to locksmithing than going out and helping people or whatever. There is parts about keeping all your crap straight. There's, for those of us with shops or retail locations, we have to appease the customer. We have to have retail products up correctly. And then once I move all these off of this, I've got the backer boards, of course, same way, using the spacers. We'll come over here and we look, you can probably see that spacer right there. Yep, that little black dot, that does the same thing as what we were talking about back there. The only thing about adding this over here to increase the size of that retail section is I kind of screwed up when I did it. I thought to myself, 2 should be plenty. So I centered it on the wall. So I centered it, see? So I centered it. So if I add another one, it's gonna pretty much go where the pegboard is. Thanks again, Mr. T, appreciate that. But if I take and I put another one there, I don't know how I'm gonna like that. I could make it recenter by just moving our Jackson sign over a little bit and make it recentered, and then either do something totally different with the whiteboard or something. I'm not necessarily sure we need that extra retail space, but if we have that space, we can add more retail. Hold on, the phone's ringing. Got where I was because we have been having a nice odor, not nice odor, come in the shop from the sewage system. Could have been caused by the construction up the street. Typically that's the cause, but that was the plumber. Hey, thank you for calling the plumber. So I just gave them all the details on what I thought it was. Damn it, Jim, I'm a locksmith, not a plumber. But I can kind of diagnose problems, so I kind of told them what was going on there. Anyway, that's it. We're going to go into a fast forward as we do, or time-lapse type thing, as I'm sorting the rest of this out. I doubt very seriously I'm going to get done today with that. But I do have a light workload so far. The phone, it's only at right now 8. The lights just came on, so it's like 8:15 probably. Ponder that. Hope y'all are doing well. Saturday Morning Live Season 4 episode. What are we on? 5, I guess. Last week was 4. Maybe today is next one's 5. But yeah, I'm trying to decide really what to do with the old Mount Boxmore area, or the cleaned up Mount Boxmore area. Obviously the floor needs to be scrubbed down. That's probably what I'm going to do, just because, you know, floors are dirty here. It's a freaking shop. It gets dirty, especially when stuff sits over it for years and years. I swept it, but you can tell, I mean, that's never going to get clean. That's this whole without a sander, you know, coming in renting a floor sandal, but that's not less of my concern. Looks nasty. It is swept. I'm just going to come in maybe once I get that out of the way and just do a little mop to get some of the extra dirt off. But this part of the time lapse is getting all this off the wall. We got to start with a blank slate. You always have to start with a blank slate. So here we go. Doing that. Okay, got all the extra peg hooks off the wall. These are primarily overstock or old stock, old H50 and 51s. GM sends 6 cuts that are brass, so they're all tarnished. A bunch of reading keys. I don't know why that store that I got these from had so many of those. A bunch of, what are these, the WR... remember what these are. The NH1 National was popular for a while, so got a bunch of those. Of course, the remainder of our Plenkio keys ready to be stamped for new people that we will be continuing in the new year. And then here, I've kind of just started throwing hooks up to just hang various things. I've had to throw out a few of these peg hooks because they're all bent. I do have a large number of peg hooks, and you can see that the ball ends, those, you can't use the ball ends for keys because the key won't go over, but for other stuff you can use it for. So literally there's about 15 different, both lengths, sizes, etc., of keys, and even a couple of good sealed bearings. Look at that, smooth as silk too. So then the heavier duty ones, and then I threw some, where'd I put them? I threw the big ones up here. Normally I would put those on the top row because they're so long, and when I put them up on the top row, you know, you can set long stuff on top of it and not have to worry about poking your eye out with it. But now we're almost done with this. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is probably transfer everything over to the other side. Maybe hang a few of these back up on this rack just for the time being, or even just over there, just because, again, I'm never going to use this many B54s or B64Cs. Only like 5 of these cars remain probably operating in the world, but that's where we're at now. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off this board. I've got everything except keys, except for this guy. This guy got some little clips here. Where can we put these little clips? Let's just put them right there for right now. Okay. And of course, this area is horrible. Ugh. But we had different shelves that I've gotten over the years, different hardware store, you know, racks that have really never done me a whole lot of good. More than likely, I won't be using those. Maybe use them for rosettes. Just take the cardboard off. And then where else? I've got these little hangy clips. These were popular at hardware stores. You could hang it on something and clip different things on it. Never really found a good use for that. The tool holders, these are good for, you know, the workbench, but they're not great. They're not great at all. So anyway, that's where we are right now, and time to go ahead and start shifting these around so that I can honestly pull the pegboard down. I think I can go ahead and pull the pegboard down and cut out what I need. In fact, maybe once I pull this pegboard down, I can cut out a new area for the color keys up there. But once I do this, then I got to go deal with Carson over there. So here we go again. Boom. Okay, look at that beautiful empty wall, except for that. And I'm going to go ahead and box all these up. Take this, probably lay it down or kind of prop it up maybe right here. But I'll scoot that back maybe a little bit. I can just lean it up against that and pull the pegboard down, see what I can do with it. Move every key that's here over here. And then we've got some mess going on down here now, all right? Yep, we are not, unless I have extra time tomorrow, we may not be able to do any locks we lost this week. We've got some going on in all these boxes so far, but more like peg hooks we lost this week, right? Yeah, so that's a good temporary spot. These Ford keys are gonna go right there. Actually, we can go ahead and do that. Those are some old, beautiful Ford keys, aren't they? Aren't they? And this will actually make it easier to transfer keys up top here where they need to be. Oh, we're still zoomed in, aren't we? Soup. So yeah, we've got brass Ford keys, original Ford keys, aftermarket Ford. Think we have enough Ford 851, 852, considering I still have a box of H51s right there. Never gonna get rid of all these unless somebody needs 53 34 more vehicles. 53, not even 53, more like 534 vehicles. Can you imagine that? Hey, I've got 530 H51s I need you to impression. Have they made a list reader for those yet? It seems like it's almost a waste of time to make one, but yeah, maybe. Remember the days when it was common to make master flat steel keys? Yeah, I do. Do y'all still make them when somebody brings them in? I've got plenty of blanks, but it's hard to convince. I just feel like it's ridiculous to pay $7 or $8 for a key blank for a $2 padlock. But some people are still like, oh yeah, this warded padlock is sentimental to me. Or, what do you mean it's $7 or $8? The padlock only costs $3. Well, you know what? That's what happens when you buy a $3 padlock. Buy a $10 padlock and you can get a $2 key. Weird, huh? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this over there and then start bringing these. Well, no, we're not going to bring those over and these over here until we decide what to do with this wall. This was not me, and there's a gap. These are like, what in the hell's the gap there for? So I'm going to fix that gap. I'm definitely going to be going to buy a couple of 4x8 sheets. Maybe get them to cut it. I can't do a straight line very well in the shop, so I'm going to get them to cut or rip it, I guess you should say, so that it'll fit right there. But getting these in my van means I have to empty pretty much the whole van, at least one little straight shot into the van, which is literally half the van. So that is one of the biggest problems with bringing in new pegboard in 4x8 sheet form. Aside from it's like, I don't know how much it is, but last time it was like $20, $30 a sheet. Anyway, looking good. What y'all think? Woo, Jason's doing that. Let's go ahead and move this out of here and go deal a little bit more with this. Some kind of like time capsule, what do you call it? By the way, whoever nails pegboard to a wall sucks. Nothing. No, that's not too bad. The big reveal. Maybe.
Such a tease.
This pegboard has not been off this
Yeah, you can tell.
in 1,000 years. Oh, you son of a bitch, really? Hey!
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh.
Not bad.
Kept waiting for a spirit to run out. Or a bunch of keys to fall out.
Huh. Well, interesting. So that's it.
That's terrible.
That's not too
That
terrible.
drive me crazy.
What, a pen stuck in the floor?
Yes! Well, at least it explains why the vacuum cleaner would never get it.
Just got back from Lowe's. We have a new rug, $20 markdown from $108.
Really?
I wouldn't pay $108 for it, but yeah, $20 I'll pay for it. So we are doing this, and obviously we do need to repaint the floor. It sucked repainting the floor last time simply because of this guy. If it wasn't for this guy, it wouldn't be too terrible to paint the floor, except
I thought we were going to replace it and put the linoleum.
put the linoleum down.
I think that would be a much better idea.
I think
than
it would
trying
be a
to
much better idea too.
paint.
However, because of that,
But that did save us at the time.
I did go look for pegboard. We have a posted on the community post as far as where we're at in the video part of this, and then I posted on the community post. But look. Oh, wait, no, Kim recorded this. This should already be in there. So yeah, I went to Lowe's just to look for pegboard to see how much it was, because I didn't have room in my truck. I was literally passing right by Lowe's. Don't tell Kim I went to Lowe's. Well, actually, Kim knows I went to Lowe's. Am I banned from Lowe's too now?
Yeah. But I did get, you have music playing in the background.
Oh, shit.
Want me to retry that?
No. Maybe it won't hear it. So, yeah, now Kim is playing with her new rug.
And my new ride. I got a new ride, Jason. No, this
she
isn't
got-
my new ride.
She got a new ride, look.
Yeah, look.
Perfect for her.
Wait. This is much better than
Oh, and then we have a new plant. We have, we're going to call him Shrek.
Yep.
Shrek in the house. It's actually called Ogre Ears.
Mm-hmm.
Like that there. Ogre Ears. Shrek is in the house. What are we going to do with him?
Shrek is, yep, right in there.
Right in there. Look, Shrek even has a new little hole there. Look. Oh, look. I accidentally parked too close to the asshole that's been here for an hour and a half, too. So, once Kim gets done figuring out what she's doing, goofing off over there with her old ride. Why are you still riding your old ride, babe?
Because you had my new ride.
Well, it's over
I
there.
don't want it anymore.
And yeah, I'm back in the shop. Once again, I didn't want to go to one job because it's pointless. Because every time I go, then the next day they call again. And while it's great for service call fees, I hate going every other day. So I'm just going to wait another day because I'm sure they will add something to it. And the two that they have is not really an emergency. So I'm going to get busy right now on the part of the 3 tasks that we started with this morning. This being the 4th task.
Gosh, I look so emo.
You do look kind of emu.
Napoleon, we have to talk. What is going on? Why are you being so mean to me? Ow!
Emo?
Yeah, that's it.
You know, I just put like a thing of an emu up here. I got a lot of editing. Anyway, so that's what we were doing. Oh, we want to see the new rug. You want to see? Okay, hold on. We'll flip the camera around. Or like, let's watch Kim here for a minute. Careful. This vlog's getting kind of long. Hurry up.
Can't help it if they put this much plastic. So
I need to insert a cool background song right now. A very inspirational, heroic. That's totally what I'm doing, actually. You can do it.
Really? You need to give me better scissors.
Those scissors are the best scissors that you could ever buy.
Actually, we've had them for almost 20 years now.
And they were here for 10 or 15 before that. Those are 35-year-old scissors. Easy.
Then sharpen them for me.
I don't know how to sharpen scissors.
Oh gosh, we're making.
Holy mother of what?
Why?
What? No, let's keep it.
That was ridiculous.
All right. Look what that old rug did to the floor right here.
That's a restaurant rug.
We need to get a non.
Can you make yourself useful instead of talking to your camera? There you go.
Oh, look, y'all. That's not bad. 5x7 for $20, and it's a indoor-outdoor Cecil rug. How do you say it? Cecil? Cecil.
It's pretty.
Oh, I like that. What do y'all think? Looks pretty good, huh? Of course, it's going to have to lay down. All right, so we do have to leave room for me to wheel in and out my stuff when I wheel stuff in and out on the dolly. So what do you...
I'm trying to get the corners to lay down.
Fascinating.
Well, it's not working.
So are we going to move it right up under Carson there? Because Carson is definitely going away. shortly.
Yeah, it really makes me want to go get the mop and bucket, but like I said, I'm afraid the paint will come up off the floor. And then it's going to look really bad.
Well, that's the problem. It's because that other rug can't lay on top of that.
No, it's got to go underneath first, and you have
So
to
it's going to
move
go...
the table.
Okay, hold
Or
on.
here, I'll lift. Oh God, no!
No, you... Yeah, you go ahead and lift this guy.
Yeah, try.
There's a lot of screw... Holy crap, there's a lot of screw...
Oh,
No.
really?
No, it's not that important.
Okay.
Okay. Now it's important. Hurry up.
Yeah, see, mopping can help you.
There's still not enough room.
I'm sorry, man. We don't offer that service anymore.
No Hondas.
Bye.
And the other thing that I picked up was this. Remember the dusty windows this morning? I now have a squeegee. I actually have a much bigger squeegee, but it would be dangerous.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
It would be dangerous to use it on the window. This needs
When
a
you
window
leave tonight, you need to put some
squeegee.
handles on the
So
corners.
I need to go find a stick for it. I got a stick somewhere around here.
Do you?
Yeah. Are you gonna drag it back in, or do you want me to? My hands are already dirty.
So remote.
Then you do it.
That's what I'm doing.
I'll do it, just to show I'm a gentleman.
And you know the bad thing is,
No, it just blew dirt over
I was
me.
gonna say that's all city dust.
Okay, wait, hold up. Now, this is like,
Wait a minute.
that's why we chose a 4x5 instead of a 5x7.
Well, why did they put the door on an angle? Is what I want to know.
Because the whole front of the
Well, once
strip.
you
Well, you're
reinforce it-
no, look, look, get off of it. There, they
They're
meet
gonna
up.
witness our first fight on YouTube.
Our first fight on YouTube. Ooh.
Pew.
Anyway, time-lapse camera time to do this part. All right, y'all, here's where it stands until next vlog, I guess. I was going to replace that, but it's like 35 bucks a sheet, and I have to buy 2 sheets or 1.5 sheets. I'm not going to do that just for pegboard that's not really going to be seen. I do wish that I might buy one because of that gap down there, remember? I don't even know if it's worth doing that because most of the time I'm not going to be able to get to that gap. Thinking about spray painting this silver because I've got like 3 cans of metallic. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about that? I don't know how I'm gonna do that or where I'm gonna do that. I guess I'm gonna have to drag them out back or something and put some plastic down and just wait till it dries. I don't know, but there's there's that. It's all up in the way right now. God, I hope that stays overnight and doesn't decide to fall over. Maybe I better prop it up against something. Not got nowhere quick on that. Haven't done anything with that. That'll probably end up being a next week project. And I've been spending the rest of the time focusing in on this. So I've got everything pretty much ready to kind of rebox up here. We can actually put this guy right there too. And it really won't take me a whole lot of time to finish that. I'm going to move this and then kind of scrape everything, not scrape it randomly, but kind of place it in boxes. So I really have minimized that part down. And then we've got the pegboard hooks. That's going to be moved. And then I still got to do dusting up here. Oh, we're still recording. Anyway, so yeah, there we go. We just have a bunch of miscellaneous brackets, a bunch of stuff that really, I don't know what to do with, like miscellaneous metal things, miscellaneous thumb press things, and then miscellaneous metal brackets that I may have a use for one day. Probably never, but just in case I do, I guess I need to make a bigger metal bits and bobs container. It's probably what I'll do. And of course, I've got this whole container of screws that needs to be gone through. In addition to a lot of that is these screws, these Schlage bimetal style screws, which, as you can see, I already have plenty. Literally, I could probably just dump all that and not worry about it. It might be the wisest thing to do. Not quite as bad as of dealing with pins that have spilled, but still irritating all the same. But it is Thursday. I gotta go ahead and call in our to-go. And Friday morning, first thing, I gotta get here on Friday morning before 7 o'clock because of the you-know-whats that decide to pull in here and stay for 3 or 4 hours. But anyway, thanks for watching, y'all. And until next video, or probably I will see y'all Saturday for Saturday Morning Live Season 4, Episode 5 or 6. I think we're on 5. I did 4 last week. Heck, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, y'all, and catch you next video.